Xbox Record This is a podcast celebrating all things gaming, food, and the good old days. Hosted by three BFFs, DWALLY, Chipotlebear, and BubbleBoy and Seven. This is Cortana. And remember, don't make a girl a promise if you know you can't keep it. As always, Spartans, see you online.
Oh, hello. Daddy DWALLY here, and welcome to Xbox Record This, episode 71. Joining me, as always, is the assistant to the co-host, BubbleBoy and Seven. How are you, my friend?
Oh, great. As we record, it is Sunday, September 11th, and the Chiefs just absolutely crushed it today. They looked unstoppable. Granted, not against the greatest
I was
team.
going to say.
Yeah, I mean, after watching Josh Allen and the Bills on Thursday, they looked real scary against a fantastic team. So it was good to see Patrick Mahomes do his thing.
Yeah, they didn't play. Yeah, no, Mahomes played out of his mind. But I mean, like, can he do that every week? Can he carry the entire team in a stacked AFC West? I don't know.
Yeah, and that Chargers Raiders game was good. Yeah.
And then, the Bengals gave one away. And then, I mean, who knows? It's going to be crazy. I haven't watched much football, Chance. I'm not going to lie. I didn't get a chance to, but there's only so much time in the day.
Yeah, they play tomorrow. So that's the big one.
That's the only one that matters. And joining us, as always, is the assistant to the co-host, Chipotlebear. He will be joining us remotely. He's on some off-site location. I don't know what's going on, but he's supposed to phone in here. So
he was probably helping Hideo get set up.
Oh, that's right. I think that launches. You're right. This week, is it when? Actually,
probably,
yes,
something like that, or
yeah, it is pretty soon. So yeah, Jose is helping out Hideo Kojima-san over there in Japan. I think that's where he is. Also, do we? I mean, I'm not even going to say anything. Big news to our audio listeners. We'll get back to that in a second. I updated my set here, you guys. And let me tell you, Chance, can you see what is right down here? What is that big square down there?
Yeah, I see the PlayStation 1
Correct.
console.
That is my PlayStation 1 from when I was a young lad right there. I don't know if it works, but incredible to have it back in my possession. Then right above that, this is the crown jewel of my whole set now, is a Super Nintendo. There's my Super Nintendo back there. It is all discolored and everything.
I was gonna say, you can't even say it's gray. Like it's yellow.
You got to check it out. I'll hold it up for the audio listeners. And Matthew even got somehow a Super Famicom controller, and I connected that there, so that's pretty cool. That's probably not mine, but thank you, Miso Pony, for that one. He won't listen to this. And also, Chance, you can't really see it, but up there, I have 4 Super Nintendo games.
Oh, yeah.
And 4 PlayStation 1 games. And one of them, Chance, all right, I'll just give you the rundown. So I've got Final Fantasy 8 and Final Fantasy 7 greatest hits. I let Pony he has the real cases. So it's got that nasty green on it. You know what I'm talking about. And then Grand Theft Auto, the first one, collector's edition, still has a Rockstar sticker to it. It's kind of crazy to think about how old that. Wow. First of all, that some of these companies are, like Konami, Capcom, still killing it.
Yeah.
And then this one I didn't know was a hot commodity. And then to the right here is Silent Hill PlayStation 1.
Most certainly.
Apparently $200 a pop going for
I
now.
believe it.
Very highly. That's just complete. Like if you've got the box and the control and the game and the sleeve.
Are those the ones that just hit me? They have the black back, don't they?
Yes, they have the black backs on the PS1. And then in the front row, I purposely did this. The S tier Super Nintendo games. We've got Super Metroid, X-Men Mutant Apocalypse over there. I don't know if you ever played that with Capcom.
Yeah.
Capcom.
Yeah.
Incredible. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 4, Turtles in Time, of course. And The Legend of Zelda, A Link to the Past. I do have Super Mario World in front and center with the console over here, of course. But I'm so happy with my collection, guys. I am a real gamer. Been doing this for 30 years, Chance. Can you believe it? We're old as caca. So I just wanted to give an update on the set list. Kind of crazy. Very cool to see Konami, Capcom. What's the other one? I mean, Nintendo, obviously. Square, still killing it all these many, many years later. So shout out to Miso Pony for keeping my set list.
Yeah,
intact.
when you talked about that X-Men one, I'm like, you had said in the nerd chat, like, God, when are they going to remake this? And,
they could have done it. They could have had that cool announcement at D23.
Yeah, but we'll get there in a little bit. But
yeah, can I ask you a question? What does D23 stand? Why is it called that?
I have no idea. I probably should know, because they're worth $23 billion.
Is it like the 23rd Disney conference? I don't know. Somebody write in, clarify that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Let's
probably knows.
jump into some Xbox shout outs. And the first one, BubbleBoy, we got a new follower on Xbox Record this Instagram. Do you know this person, BubbleBoy? Deanna Macri. Do you know who she is?
Yes.
Does the name sound familiar?
Yes. Teacher?
Yes, correct. She is a math teacher over at Bear Creek High School. So we got another Bear Creek faculty following the show on Instagram. Shout out. I don't know if that was Bacon or Jose mentioning that, because Bacon's wife I think she's a math teacher over there. So we're just going to have all of the Bear Creek High School faculty follow the show and listen to us, and Jose's family just carrying us through the dark days of Xbox Record this. But then we've got another huge XRT shout out this is a real, I don't know, you tell me, BubbleBoy, a new YouTube subscriber here. Her name is Ashley Handley. Shout out Ashley Handley for following us on YouTube. Chance, do you know who this is? Is this a real rando fan?
I don't. I'm excited that we have one, and I don't want to turn her off in any way if she is a real person.
So you don't want me to say something?
It sounds kind of made up, though. Like, it's a lot of Lee's, Lee. But Ashley, if that is your real name, Ashley Handley, welcome to the show. We'll have to get you some merch.
Yes, absolutely. I don't even know. I don't even know how to switch accounts on my YouTube app. But
actually, the more I say that to myself in my head, that has a ring to it. A lot of Lee's, but Ashley Handley.
Handley, that's kind of unique. Handley, so big update very quickly, BubbleBoy, to you. I pre-purchased a year's worth of YouTube Premium. My God, Chance, it is incredible and worth the, I think it was $100 or something. Totally worth it. I canceled HBO Max, got this instead. This is
live sports
on YouTube. I don't care about that. It's just not having ads. I just go to YouTube like the good old days. Everything, you know how often we're on there for game stuff and just even these trailers, everything that happens, no ads, BubbleBoy. It is so nice and so worth it. Completely worth your time and money. I am a believer, and I used to have it. I used to have it before, but I was like, I don't want to pay it. But now, after I realized how much I use YouTube and how much I hate those it's overwhelming. But boy, we're getting ads within ads within 5-minute segments. Have you watched an NFL recap video? Oh my gosh, from the NFL, you have 20 ads in there. It's insane. So it's nice to just be able to skip and go wherever. Shout out to YouTube Premium. I'm a believer. And then another huge XRT shout out to Clurrdasqurr. Buckle in here, BubbleBoy. I'm gonna have to read this one out to you. And this one,
can I read? I love it.
I mean, I want to read it. You go read it. Fine.
It's fine. It's fine, because I was so excited that
I know. I kind of want to wait for Jose to be here, because this is directly written to. Okay, how about this? How about we just read? You're BubbleBoy. When Jose comes in, say, "Hold on, Jose, I got something to tell you," and then start from hello, and then read her sentence. I'm just going to read her list. Okay. So shout out to Clurrdasqurr for writing in an awesome letter to a letter. What the hell am I talking about? She wrote into our XRT email, and I'm going to skip the first segment because BubbleBoy is going to save that for Chipotlebear when he gets back. But she wrote in watching about our top 5 sub sandwich list, top 5 fast food sub sandwich list. And she wrote this: here's my list. Honorable mention to the actual GOAT. Shortstops Po' Boys Crawfish Po' Boy, only available in, is that Metairie, Louisiana. If you go to New Orleans, I can't recommend enough taking a trip to the burbs to try Shortstops. Nothing like it. And then here's her top 5 list. Number 5, Potbelly Sandwich Works smoked ham. Did I read that right, BubbleBoy? Am I reading that correctly? Works. Yeah. Clarify that
a
one.
lot of big words on there, Claire.
Yeah, I don't know. Number 4, Firehouse Subs Hook and Ladder. Claire, you're going to have to write in and clarify. I have no idea what's on the hook and ladder. Number 3, Quiznos Turkey with Cheese. Number 2, Quiznos Classic Italian. And number 1, Jersey Mike's Turkey and Provolone. Clearly, Clurrdasqurr is a huge turkey fan. This topic also made me want to go to Quiznos so bad. Side note, do you all remember Blimpies? I loved Blimpie subs as a kid. I started inside. It's very cool, but it does make my heart race. I had no idea what was going to happen, and I feel very paranoid playing it. It's a really beautiful game, though. Also, I've been at the final fight in Elden Ring for about a week and a half now. It's so difficult, but I know I'll be the Elden Lord yet. Just gotta try a few or 40 more times, I guess. Not too shabby for someone for never being a gamer before. And she says, I'm available to anytime to guest co-host, so just let me know. See you online, Clurrdasqurr. Huge shout out to Claire. You know what, BubbleBoy, she might be our number one.
Bacon and JBiz,
yeah,
you guys got some work to do.
Slacking. It's official. Clurrdasqurr, new number 1 XRT fan. We got to get you some merch, Clurrdasqurr. Congratulations on your fight and journey through Elden Ring. BubbleBoy, any tips for her on that final boss? Just terrible. The second phase.
The second phase. So the one that's like the in the water.
Yep. With
the big dragon thing. Gosh.
Brachiosaurus.
It's been so long, man.
Yeah. Claire, here's the thing. If you want to get through the first fight fast, there's a glitch, and it's probably still there, where you can be a mage and you get this one like laser beam power. If you just run right up to the Elden Lord right away, or whatever the first phase, I don't remember what the name is.
Yeah, the guy that's like Thor.
Yeah,
with all the lightning hammer.
Exactly. Yes, you run up to him right away to his right. He'll just turn and look at you, and he won't move until you do something. But that gives you enough time. If you do this one move where you do this potion combined with, or you drink a potion and then do your spell, he'll just literally stand there and you'll laser beam him and he's dead within seconds. So that way you can get through the first phase very quickly. But then that second phase, yeah, that was tough, especially even with the rivers of blood.
Yeah, and I'm remembering now the further away you can stay, the easier. And so if you're a mage, I imagine it's significantly easier than my rivers of blood that I was using. But because I can remember just being like, I gotta stay far away. And then those couple of times when he's doing,
he does there's one attack where you can like not dodge a chance. It's the one with like the little yellow like laser beams come down from the sky.
Yeah,
Claire, that so one you be ready to heal.
What do you call it? You can buff that against that, I think. I don't remember, man. Yeah, what a game.
Well, call one of us in, but even actually calling one of us in almost makes it harder, Claire, because you get half the amount of your flasks. I didn't know this when you play co-op, and that actually is very difficult.
It makes the boss more difficult.
Yes, definitely. Well, if you call somebody in and they can get rid of that first phase for you, it's doable. That's how, shout out to Eggs Bacon, that's how when he called me in, because he had failed probably more than you at this point. That's what had to happen. I came in with my mage, melted the first phase, and he barely survived. And then I was just my mage calling in my rocks from the ground spell. But I don't know, Claire, congratulations for getting this far. Very impressive. If you are truly doing this on your own, I am thoroughly impressed, because Elden Ring is no joke. So again, huge shout out to Clurrdasqurr, our new follower on YouTube, Ashley Hanley, and Deanna, I already forgot her last name. What was it?
Macri.
For following us on Instagram. BubbleBoy, should we jump into the warm-up? Because I've got bad news. I forgot to get my 5.
Oh my gosh. I was more curious if you knew how many hours JBiz was up to in Elden Ring.
I do. Me and Bogus were just talking about this. He's at...
Okay. I got it right here.
I want to say 78 days.
31 days, 1 hour and 12 minutes.
Well, how many hours is that? Maybe I was thinking 700 and something hours.
Don't know. Let's see.
What did you say it was? 31?
24 times 31 equals 745 hours. Because you add the 1 hour. My goodness gracious.
Okay. You want to hear something that this is really going to blow your mind. So me and Bacon, we were talking about this the other day randomly, how much Jay Biz is playing Elden Ring and his hours and days spent. Shout out to Jay Bizzle, the Elden Lord of all Elden Lords. Chance, how many? You remember when we did the Xbox 20, all those stats?
Yeah.
And it said my most played game was, do you remember what my most played game
Destiny
on Xbox?
2?
Incorrect.
Mine was Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
That was your most played of all?
Modern Warfare. Yours was Modern Warfare, right?
No, incorrect again. That was a
what
good
was
guess,
it?
Though. Another battle royale.
Oh gosh. Oh my god, why PUBG?
Correct.
Yeah.
PUBG was my most played game.
Did you have up to 31 days?
All time. Okay. So we're talking all of Xbox, BubbleBoy. All of my time on Halo 2 back in college.
See, I feel like it didn't. I thought it only did the last.
You don't think it counts? Maybe you're right. Maybe it was 360 and above. Okay. So we'll see. That makes more sense. I don't know.
I thought mine was only for the most played for Valhalla was most played for the Series X.
You don't remember what your top 5 was for everything? Because it said, gosh. I wish we would have kept those.
I gotta go back and look here.
I took a screenshot, but anyway, mine was PUBG, right? That's what it said. Mine was to PUBG, and I think well, now I'm forgetting what the others were. Mass Effect, I think, was on there. 3, probably a Halo, and then probably what's the other one? Well, Modern Warfare was on there, but that wasn't number 1. So anyway, PUBG. So I think my total play time on PUBG is 80 days, right? Which is crazy in itself, correct?
Yeah, that's insane.
Okay. So I wish there was a way. I'm sure there's. Oh, here we go. Progress. Maybe it's on here. Compare. Dang it. I'm having trouble finding. I'm going to turn on my Xbox because I got to get to the bottom. Anyway, so my most played game was PUBG at I think it was let's say 80 days on the high end, right? So that's a lot of hours, that, which is insane. Okay,
almost triple what J-Biz.
Okay, true, but that was my most played game. Then I looked up other ones. I looked up Call of Duty. I think I'm at 30 some days. Halo 5, I believe I was I actually have more. I think I had 20 some days in that. Halo Infinite right now, I think I'm at 15 days. A lot of hours spent, right? Destiny 2. Also very high. I think that I was shocked because I didn't realize I played that much Destiny 2, but kind of makes sense. Anyway, going back to the time played, there's one guy on me and Snelling's friends list. How many days do you think he has played Destiny 2?
104.
104 days. Okay, so we're not even saying a full year of his life, correct? 104 days.
I don't know. You asked me to guess.
Okay,
I'm guessing
104. Do you think that's insane, right? 100. If somebody spent that's 104 times 24, that's 2,400 hours, correct, in one game.
Yeah, it's insane.
He has 460 days on Destiny 2, Chance.
Doing
460 days. That is over a literal year of his life and 100 plus days. We're talking days of.
It's probably
a full year of a person's life.
And played all day, all day, not 24 hours, but all day. That's probably close to 3 years of every day playing the entire day. I would think that that's got to be really close to that.
Isn't that absolutely insane, BubbleBoy? I was thinking about that. I was like, have I even played my entire life? That's when I was looking up all my stats of my entire life gaming. Exactly. Does that even add up to this? And the answer is no, you guys. And not even close. And me and Chance, we put in work. Okay. We put in a lot of hours into our games. We are true gaming icons. Okay. And we're not even close to 400 days played, Chance. Absolutely astonishing. So I have 21 days in Destiny, in case anyone was wondering.
Oof.
And is that surprising?
Destiny or Destiny 2?
Destiny 2, of course. Destiny 2.
Okay. That's a little more understandable. Destiny, I'd have been like, dude, what?
Yeah, no, that one's bad. And so for PUBG, this is my most played game of all of Xbox Live history, and this game took over our lives. We were obsessed with playing the battle royale. This came out in 2017. Xbox One X at the time had launched. Incredible. Okay, Chance, my most played game on all of Xbox, 43 days.
Yeah, so you had 10 times that
in one game.
Wow.
And I don't even think and I've looked up Call of Duty.
He can't have a job then, right?
Yeah, I don't.
Like if he
absolutely insane.
If he went to his job, they'd be like,
"What would you say you do here?"
I told you.
I'm a people person.
These other guys are going to lose their freaking minds over there. Jose, great timing. Joining us as always is the assistant to the co-host, Chipotlebear. Chipotlebear, how are you, my friend?
I'm great, guys. Sorry for being late. Just getting through the homecoming weekend. That feels great, but happy to be here to chat with all the great stuff Ubisoft and Disney. As a pleasure, guys. Happy to be here.
Yeah, we're cutting all the Disney and Ubisoft stuff, but instead we are going straight into reader mail.
No. Oh yeah, go ahead, boy. Reader mail.
I'm gonna let you guess who this came from, but it says, "Hello, nice try, but I'm right about diet soda. Chipotlebear, you can have a glass of
these nuts."
Got your ass, Jose. Woo!
Claire, that was fantastic.
Claire to Squrr writes back.
Claire, always great to have you, and that was an awesome throwback.
She had the GIF and everything, or no, not a GIF. It was a meme.
Yeah, she had the meme of the D's nuts guy. She knew right where to hit home right there. Did you guys read the rest of her letter, or did you stop there?
Yes,
no, we did. We did.
We haven't really gotten far at all.
Yeah, we've been talking here.
A little sidetracked.
We're going to skip the top 5 trailers because I forgot mine, but that's fine. We're going to jump into news. We got a lot of news, Jose. But Chance and I were just talking about, what do you think the most hours I've played in a game is?
Oh,
how many days?
Oh, how many days or the game?
PUBG,
what am I thinking that?
How many days? How many days do you think I've spent in PUBG?
And I'll give you just to set the bar, because we were talking about JBiz and how many hours. He's at 31 days, which is 744 hours.
He is the Elden Lord. Let's just be clear about that.
That's exactly what I said. So how many days do you think I spent in PUBG, my most played game?
I'm going to guess 30.
So, Jose, my most played game of all time is 43 days on PUBG. Embarrassing, right? I have 31 in Warzone, and you guys are probably up there too. I'm not going to look everyone else up, but Jose probably.
I have some days in Warzone for sure, and Halo as well.
Halo Infinite, 15 days. Grand Theft Auto Online, I was probably at 20 days, right? So these are the most played games I've ever played. We were talking, me and Stelling have a friend online who's played Destiny 2. Jose, I want you to guess this insane number. How many days? You just heard my numbers. How many days do you think this guy has spent playing Destiny 2?
I don't know, 200. I mean, I'm just giving you a big number because I don't have a context.
Okay. 200 days of one person's life, correct? That's insane.
Right? I mean, that's literally playing 2/3 of a year every day, all day. I mean, literally, you would die after 10 days, for the record, biologically. But
Jose, this man on our friends list has 465 days on Destiny 2, Jose.
How is that possible? Has he literally played nothing else?
Yes. Over a literal year of this man's life.
And not even over, a year and a third. He's going on second revolution at this point. Oh, my Lanta.
Crazy. I'm not going to say his name because I'm not sure he wants this to be known, but it was just blowing our minds about how much he had played this. And I just had to talk about hours played. And we were both thinking the total hours we've been playing on Xbox doesn't add up to this man's number, which is insane. And Chance and I, like we just said, we're pro gamers here, Jose. So the fact that this man has that many Destiny, incredible. Guys, this has been the warm-up for XRT. We are 30 minutes into the show, and now we're going to get straight into some Xbox news. We'll save the game trailers, unless we might do it at the end, and I have failed horribly at that. But let's get into the Xbox news, because I know Jose loves to talk about Disney, because he's a Disney simp over there. But let's start the news with the let's start with the Sony one, boys. Let's just jump into, as tradition here on XRT, we always start the show with not Xbox news, but with PlayStation news very quickly, because I know everybody's sick of talking about this, but I did want to propose a question to you guys, and specifically Jose. We're talking about PlayStation's Jim Ryan saying Xbox's Call of Duty offer was inadequate on many levels. And this is coming from Christopher Dring over on gamesindustry.biz. I'm just going to go straight to the quote. This is Jim Ryan. I hadn't intended to comment on what I understood to be a private business discussion, but I feel the need to set the record straight because Phil Spencer brought this into public forum, Ryan stated. Microsoft has only offered for Call of Duty to remain on PlayStation for 3 years after the current agreement between Activision and Sony ends. After almost 20 years of Call of Duty on PlayStation, their proposal was inadequate on many levels and failed to take account of the impact on our gamers. We want to guarantee PlayStation gamers continue to have the highest quality Call of Duty experience, and Microsoft's proposal undermines this principle. Jose, before I throw it over to you and Chance, I've listened to a lot of this online. I'm sick of hearing about it. I just want this deal to go through, just so I don't have to hear Jim Ryan over there talk anymore. Because clearly, to me, guys, PlayStation is scared. And I'm going to tell you why. Not because, they really think that Call of Duty is not going to be on the console, which it could not be. And that would be whatever. Just bring Game Pass over there. But the real reason is all about the Benjamins, right, Jose? And here's the scenario that I shout out to Colin over at Sacred Symbols Plus. This was an episode I listened to. They were talking about Fortnite. They did a deep dive into Fortnite. So I didn't know this, and this was news to me. And I don't know if you guys know this, because I don't think either of you play Fortnite. When you buy a skin on Fortnite, how much do you think it costs? Does anyone know what they charge?
$3.
$20.
Seriously?
They charge, correct, $20. That's why you hear all these people freaking out about these V-Bucks, right? And then there are certain things in the season pass. If you don't unlock it, it's gone forever. You can't buy that Darth Vader skin. So there's another reason why people buy and people go crazy over those season passes, okay? So add that knowledge to the $20 per skin. Sony, of course, gets 30% of that sale. Correct? Isn't that the share, Jose? So what is 1/3 of that? So around.
I mean, if they get a third of $20, well, half would be 10. So yeah, it's like $7-ish bucks.
Yeah, so I mean 6 times. So it's between $6-7, right? So we'll just say $6, right? So for every 10 skins they sell on Fortnite, that's as much as they will make for selling one full price $60 game. And it was at that moment that Colin's like, holy crap, it's over. The free-to-play model. Sony literally doesn't have to do anything and hope that 6 kids will buy a skin, and that equals one full-price game that they have to spend millions on to make for like a Last of Us Part 1 remake. The $60 there, they'll easily make that with 6 people buying a skin. Or even 20, 40, 60, just 3 or 4 skins, right? Like realistically. So so with that knowledge, clearly Sony and PlayStation are really just scared to lose on all that Call of Duty income that they would potentially lose if it went multi-platform. Or it went only as an Xbox exclusive. And I believe, I can't remember if it was Joseph or someone was saying, like, just think about their position. They don't have a first-person shooter that's bringing stuff in. And that's why we've heard about all this online talk about how they're making all these online games and live service games and everything. Pretty crazy to think about how much money they bring. Jose, what are your thoughts to Jim Ryan's comments and the whole Sony, Activision, Microsoft debacle.
I mean, I actually I don't have a whole lot to say here. I side basically 100% with you. Where like I just want this to be done. Like it's important, and we will obviously cover it here because that's part of what we do. But I don't want to argue about this with people for the next 8 months. I want to just be like, yeah, man, if you're really sad about it, I'm bummed. I don't want you to be sad. But at the same time, Phil Spencer has said repeatedly that they're not looking to take it off the platform. I understand what Jim Ryan is saying about the 3 years. Like I understand. I hear everything you're saying. But the truth is, I just believe deep down that if Microsoft wants to make the most money, they're going to keep it multi-platform. That's how you get it in most people's hands. It's still a worldwide phenomenon. And yep, you're right. Microsoft is going to be cashing in on that and no longer Sony. But where Jim's saying like that's going to affect the fans, it's not. The fans still get to play. It doesn't affect them negatively in any way. It affects Sony real negatively. It affects the board.
Exactly. They can still buy an Xbox to play Call of Duty if it was exclusive, right? Like they can still play it. Just
I'll say I'm totally shocked, and first to admit here, I've never played Fortnite. It's nothing that I have against it. It's not like a spiritual or religious or moral thing. It's just I just never played it, and I know I don't have time to get into another game like that, so I've never gotten there. I will admit that they've done some really cool stuff in the last 2 years with Fortnite, where like the Dragon Ball Z stuff I think is dope. I like the Marvel and Star Wars tie-ins. I always hear Joe on Trophy Room talk about how he buys skins. I thought they were like $5. I didn't know they were $20 to change your skin. That is bananas to me. And man, Epic is definitely making a lot of money. And for everyone out there that's ever made fun of me for Apple, because they're the overlords, Apple takes 30% too. They do. I understand that. But I readily admit that. I know that's a fault that I disagree with. People don't even, they're like covering this up about Epic and the game store and stuff like that. That's crazy. So, anyway, that's all I have to say other than I hope we just move forward, dude. Like I'd rather talk about other stuff than just complaining. And at the end of the day, we've said it before, if you get pissed, you should have made an offer, bud. Like you had your chance. I don't know what to tell you. It's like when a kid doesn't turn in their homework, I'm failing. I can't do this now. And I was like, well, you could have just turned in your homework. I don't know what to tell you, man. Make a time machine, go back and fix it. So yeah.
BubbleBoy, any reaction to old Jim?
Yeah, two things. The first thing is that quote says that their proposal was inadequate, right? Which just means that Jim Ryan was like, oh, that's not good enough. It doesn't mean it's leaving PlayStation altogether, right? There's a contract for the next 3 years. And so when whoever it was, just say it was Phil Spencer and Ryan, Jim Ryan, we're sitting there, right? He was like, okay, here's what we'll do. No, no, I don't like that. That's not good enough for me. Like it's just, it didn't say, and so the deal's off the table and we can't do this anymore, right? Like I think people are overreacting a little bit. And then my second point is just that
I thought this was America. Huh? Isn't this America? I'm sorry, I thought this was America.
Well, let's move on to the next story. Perfectly said right there from BubbleBoy and our friends over at South Park. Let's move to story number 2. The Xbox Wire has announced this is coming from the Xbox Wire. The Xbox Elite Series 2 is evolving with more ways to play like a pro. The new Xbox Elite Wireless Controller Series 2 Core and White is starting at $129 US. You can get the extra pieces, the paddles, the thumbsticks, the carrying case, the D-pad. I believe that's going to be another $59 or something like that. Yep, $59.99. There have been slight improvements to the Elite Series 2. BubbleBoy, I know you're excited to talk about this, so take it away. What are you thinking of the new White Elite? I'm not gonna lie, it's cool, and they're also bringing it to whatchamacallit, what is it called? Where you can make your damn controllers.
The factory, the design lab.
The design lab.
The design lab. Sorry, yeah, which is cool. But where's Series 3? But go ahead, BubbleBoy. Go ahead.
Well, I have a couple of questions, and it's just probably the first one is because I haven't read enough about it. But so does it not have the back paddles, or it just doesn't come with extra?
It does not come with them in its core package.
It does not come with them. Correct. You are just getting the thumbsticks, that one round D-pad. And the thumbstick adjustment.
I think it should at least come with 2 or 1 set. Outside of that, I love it. I'm like, I've been saying, oh, there's no reason for me to buy another Xbox controller because I have my Halo one, and then I'm like, ooh.
I know, but you don't have a Series S. I have a Series S, and this would match it perfectly.
But not without the back paddles. I'm sorry, that might be a deal breaker. Or you can get them real cheap online, I guess. I don't know.
Well, maybe, but don't you have backup paddles? Don't you have?
I do. You're right. I do. Yep.
So like you may, I only use 2.
Yep.
And so I've got the 2 long ones that I could use, and I have 2 Elites. So I have 4 sets of I have 2 sets
you're
of paddles.
Right. Holy cow! So if and when I get my Series S with the upspec gaming screen, I might have to buy this.
I know it's so tempting for the price,
and especially if it goes to the design lab, because that one's cool looking. It's not for me. I would have gone all white, but that's just me. So we'll see. I love it though.
Yeah. Very quickly, it says the Elites. We've heard players loud and clear and have continued to improve the Elite Series 2 controllers to be more reliable than ever before with refined components that are built to last. So they've done some adjustments. Jose, before I throw it over to you, I don't know if you saw my tweet. I was thinking my theory is that why haven't they done a Series 3? It's kind of time, right, Jose? And they're throwing this into the design lab. This doesn't have a share button because that middle button, if you look, as you know, that can only change your profiles. I think ergonomically, the new Series controllers does feel a bit better, and the bumpers specifically feel better. I like the new design of the controller. So as much as I want the white one, I'm trying to hold off because I have 2 black Elites. But I was going to say, Jose, what do you think about this? I tweeted this to Josh Shields, and or somebody, one of the Xbox guys over there, as our XRT Twitter. Check us out, Xbox. Record this on Twitter. I said, where is the Elite Series 3? My theory is that, are you guys redesigning the Series controllers in general, adding the haptic feedback that PlayStation has, adding maybe adaptable triggers, and then maybe when they announce the new controller, that will be the Series 3. So Jose, what do you think? Is that a possibility, or do you think this is going to be it for the long term and we're not going to see any new Series controllers?
I mean, I think there's a lot to unpack there. So starting with what your specific question about, do you think that's what's happening? I think it's a possibility. I think that Xbox is always going to they're going to want to compete with Sony, right? And when you get into the discussion, war, whatever you want to call it, when people are arguing between the Series controllers, the Elite controllers, and the PlayStation controllers, that's the thing that always comes up is, well, they have the haptic feedback. They have that, like that's the one thing they have over it right now. So it makes sense that Microsoft would try to build something to compete, right? That's what competition does. I don't know if that's specifically the case. I don't know how hard that is to add to already what we have in the terms of the components of the controller. I was going to say, and you guys kind of came to that realization on your own, is I think it was a really smart move to do the core for $130. One, because it's a lot cheaper than the DualSense by itself, but also because I don't think it's targeted for people that are the first time comers to the Elite series. I think it's people that already have one, right? So you talk about someone that either broke it, right, and they're like, oh, I want a new one, but I don't want to pay for a whole new one and get all these extra paddles and things, because most people, but when they first get it, they'll try the different paddles, they'll try the different thumbsticks, but once you find your set, you never touch the other ones. Like they just sit in a case somewhere. And so it's more likely that you're like, okay, maybe I lost mine. Maybe I got stolen. Maybe it broke, whatever. I need a new one. Now you just are getting the controller. You take your paddles off your old one and you're good to go. I think that's a smart move. I do think it's a little bit of a cheap shot that you can't buy like the paddles. You have to get the full set, which is $70. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm sure there are third-party paddles. I'm sure there are places online you can get it. And the truth is, at least for myself, I got my series or Elite on Facebook. I didn't buy it retail, right? Because I was like, oh, I'm gonna be cheap about it, and it's been fine. I've had no issues with it. Now, granted, I'm not one of those gamers that goes through controllers like batteries. You know what I'm saying? That would be a bigger issue here, but
bacon, 3 of these.
But it is cool. I like the white too. I agree with Chance. Like if I was going to go that way, I'd go all white. And realistically, if I buy another Elite, I'd probably will use the design lab just because I think the design lab is dope. And for another $20, I'd rather get exactly what I want. But overall, man, it's cool. I was going to ask you guys, and it was, I forgot what I was hearing about it. Do you use the charger in the case, either of you, or do you just plug it directly in?
I pulled the little block thing out. Yeah, and I let it sit on there.
Yeah, is that how you charge your controller though, or do you not?
Yeah,
but it's not in the case.
Well, you can leave it in the case, and it could feed into it through the case and charge.
Yeah, I don't either. I don't even use that charger. I use just a USB plug here on my counter where my like computers and iPads and stuff are. But I was just curious about that. Like
Oh no, because I love like the magnet.
Yeah, I like how it
it's like
sits.
my
Yeah,
phone. Like it just
it sits in there and
sucks
goes
up into it.
There's a little vibration too as you put it in. Yeah, no, I love that thing, Jose. You guys start using that. Amateur hour over
no,
there.
overall, man, I think it's great. Like I think it's rad that they're doing it. I think it is a little weird, like you said, Dan, that we haven't heard anything about the Series 3, but I imagine the other part that you have to remember too, there's still that component shortage, right? Like right now, Xbox is so focused on just getting machines out that building a whole third, like a whole new SKU, a whole new model for controllers is like, that's kind of like a wish list at this point for them, I imagine. So we'll see.
So, okay, let's move into the next story. Chance, I'm going to throw it over to you. Xbox exec wants to show Fable now, but the developer wants it to be ready first. BubbleBoy, take it away.
Heck yeah, and it's quick coming from Ryan Dinsdale over at IGN, but the thing that I wanted to point out that I thought was so cool was that they were saying that they get it, that they were like, hey, we understand. It was Matt Booty, who's head of Microsoft Studios. He was like, we understand that it may have been a little weird to give Playground Games something like Fable just because it's so different than Forza, but what he says was he gave a brief update on its development, however, commenting that Playground is bringing the same craft and dedication that they brought to Forza Horizon. Booty also admitted that giving Fable to a developer best known for its racing game was a bit of a head scratcher, but Playground has, quote, proven that they get it. And I just loved that because we're all such big Playground fans. And I think there wasn't a single one of us that was upset when we saw that they got Fable. I think we were all excited. I didn't for a second be like, oh, this is going to be a Fable racing game. Like, I don't understand. Like, no, they obviously know what they're doing and they care. And people that are a lot smarter make a lot more money than any of us agree. So I thought it was really cool.
Yeah. And I just want to say Playground Games doesn't miss, and I have complete confidence in them. I like this quote though. And this one, somebody wrote in the comments too. That being said, quote, the team has made it very clear that I'm not going to be able to show anything until it's ready. And the one commenter said that's very refreshing. And that's how it should be. Don't show it until it's ready. We don't need another Halo Infinite initial reveal. I have full confidence in Playground Games. I think this game is going to be awesome. I can't wait. And it's a British studio handling an originally British IP. Jose, any quick thoughts on Fable, or do you want me to move on to next story?
No, same thing you guys said. You're good to go, man.
Sounds good. Next, quick. So we're going to do some rapid fire stories because we need to get to Jose's favorite topic. Guys, there's a new Cyberpunk patch 1.6 out now, and this is the last one for all of you noobs who are still on Xbox One and PS4. There will not be any more updates coming to those old consoles. Should have never released there. Shame on you, CD Projekt Red. But this is coming from Zachary Body over on Windows Central. Basically, here's what you need to know. It's already out, and the new update includes new gigs. Those are the side missions, weapons, cross-platform progression. So that's kind of cool. You can your save can go cross between platforms and console and PC. And this is the one I wish I would have had when I was playing it. Xbox Series S performance mode. That could have been very nice to have, the 60 FPS. I don't know why they couldn't have made that work sooner on the Series S. I totally think it could have been there earlier. It also ties into the Cyberpunk Edgerunners anime with some photos and equipment. And then the next expansion is going to be Phantom Liberty, and that will come out in 2023. I really just wanted to say this for all of our new Cyberpunk players out there. Bacon is playing Cyberpunk right now. Quick question before we move on. Do any of you have any intent to play the DLC? Yes or no?
I think it depends on price for me, or if it comes to game like the Game Pass. Like I liked it a lot. I guess maybe it also depends on what I'm also playing at the time. I mean, if my schedule's real booked in 2023, it could be a banger time that it could fall to the wayside. But if it's a lull, maybe I like Cyberpunk. It was great.
Yeah. Chance, would you play the DLC?
I don't own the game anymore, so probably not unless there's a deal.
Well, maybe. What if it's like a standalone? If it was a standalone, you could download it. Would you play it?
Certainly.
Okay. Shout out to Cyberpunk, one of the best games I've played this year. It's a shame how it launched. Just wanted to share that information. Bacon, write in. Tell us about your progress. Next story. And these are a couple of insider things, console background stuff. I wanted to hear your opinions. This is just more of a public service announcement. Rolling out today, party chat noise suppression and jump in with friends. Who cares about the jump in with friends? Party chat noise suppression. If you use party chat on your Xbox Series X and S console, you may notice fewer unwanted noises and interruptions than before. Noise suppression helps remove noises like gamepad clicks, bacon, mouth breathing, snelling, and background noise from your parties. If you, for some reason, are a psychopath and want to keep those noises in the background, you can open the guide, scroll to parties and chats, and select options. And then I can see it right here, noise suppression. You can toggle that on and off. Guys, Jose, you want to go quick? Go ahead, Jose. What did you want to say about
Do we know
the
if the suppression will cover people eating chips and peeing in the toilet?
Or
Because those seem to be the most
peeing-
common things on our chats.
Yes. Oh, let me tell you, this thing is a game changer, Jose. Bacon's the worst. Just constant. I don't know what the heck he's doing.
That's how he keeps breaking controllers.
Exactly. I have no idea, you guys. It's the worst. And then he's in our party playing Destiny last night, and I'm like, oh my gosh. It's peace and quiet over here. It works, boys. It works. And no longer do I hear Snelling ripping ass either, too, with his giganto farts where he thinks that we can't hear it. No more. Now, I can't confirm the P streams or not, but my gosh, you guys, this is a game changer. I'm so happy to have this feature. Incredible. Don't anyone toggle that on or off. And I think it's the person who's the party leader. So you can bet your buns I'm going to be party leader from now on and make sure that that is on. So I just wanted to talk quickly about the party chat. And then the other one, BubbleBoy and Jose, I want you to look on the that last story was on the Xbox Wire. This one is too. This is coming from Ivy Krislov. Jose Chance, I want you to click on the Xbox Insiders and then help shape the new Xbox Home experience. Tell me what you think right away when you look at the new dashboard. Do you like it or dislike it?
I think they have other things they could be working on that matter to me more, like
DVR achievements,
platinum achievements.
Yes,
yeah, I it's cool, I guess. Whatever.
Do you think this is an improvement or is it worse than our current dashboard?
I don't care, honestly. I don't know.
Jose, what about you?
I mean, I never think it's fair to critique something till we try it.
Why not?
But just looking at it, it doesn't look like that much of a change from what we have. And I'm one of those guys that like I like it better when I know where things are at. And so when changes like this happen, I'm like, oh god, I got to relearn everything. I do agree that like it would be nice to have. I mean, achievements. I'm not as much of a hunter as you guys are, but I like the one like just even like the rewards. Like that's the thing that I don't see that on the front page right here. You know what I'm saying? And if for as much as they're pushing
rewards are buried unless you get one and hold the button to get to it.
We've been taking too much money from them. That's why they're hiding that. Yeah. But Jose, just aesthetically though, don't you notice like with all, just think of the operating system, think of Mac OS and even the new Windows 11. What do you see when you open it up, right? You just see a nice clean background, and then you on Apple, this is still on the top,
you can
right?
choose where you put your bar. You can put it on any side.
Exactly. And then on Windows, even Windows now, I don't have 11 yet, but like if I could, like I'm guessing I could. I just always have liked the Windows in the bottom left. It's in the center now, right? Very similar. Like when I arrange my icons on my desktop, I only use the top center and then I have a nice big background. I don't have clunky crap all over covering the screen. And that's exactly what I see with this. It's too much. Why can't they just have that top row right here? Here's how I would change it. People like to see their backgrounds. Like, especially you're giving us these dynamic themes.
I wholly agree.
Exactly.
Why are you blocking it? Why are you blocking it with all these icons? I don't have a problem with those. Like if you scroll down, right? Like here's what I would want to see on your homepage. Just Halo Infinite, jump back in. That would be your first icon. And then let's say your last game. So you'll have 2 games there, right? Then maybe the next one, My Games and Apps. And then maybe the 4th and 5th one would be Game Pass and then the ad, right? Because they got to have one ad, whatever. Fine. That's fine. So just take that top row, move it down, and that's all you have. So that's what you see on that bottom row. So 2 games, My Games and Apps, Game Pass Store. Then you can go down Xbox Store. Then you can go down Xbox Game Pass. Go down Xbox Rewards. But on your home page, let me see my cool background or design. Like, and I hope they're going to get that feedback. But go ahead, BubbleBoy.
Yeah, because how often there's 6 games right there on this picture. How often do you have 6 games that you're playing in any given week, 2 weeks? I don't know, right? Like, yeah,
Yeah, and I get it. Like, and how I organize mine, I pinned a section called My Game Snap, and I'll put like the games I'm working on the top row, or actually I have all my viewing apps, my TV apps and stuff on top. Then I have my games that I'm playing underneath, and then like some random apps. And I don't mind the tile system. I actually like it, and it's clean, it's simple. It's just like you said, just how often do I need to see the past 5 games that I've played and just take it down? Jose, any input? Like, how would you change it at all, or are you good with?
I mean, I hear what you're saying. I would say
ideas?
2 things. If if it was King of the World and I was choosing it, I would say like maybe on the left side make it like 4 icons, like the last 2 games you played, right below that My Games and Apps, and then like the store, and then that whole right side leave open, and then you could actually make that like your background, and so it's
Yeah, I
still
saw
right
that one.
there. And then as you go further down, you get into all the other Game Pass stuff and like that. Or the other thing is keep it as is. Like I don't actually care that it's a full bar and 6 games. Again, I never play more than 2 and 3 at a time, but whatever. But just push them down.
And then
So
just
when
move that
you
stuff down.
when you get to the first screen, they're just barely peeking out from the bottom. So you know they're there. Like you clearly can adjust, but then you get to see your sweet Halo background or Forza background or whatever it is, for that aesthetic. Because I think aesthetic's important, man. And I like that. I liked on the old system where it was more at the top. Like I get what they're trying to do here and clean it up a little bit, but again, they're just covering it right back below, so it's not an appreciable difference, if that makes sense. So anyway, at the end of the day, I'll be honest with you too. Like as long as I can find the game I'm trying to get to and where I go, I don't really care that much. And I agree with Chance. Like I'd rather you put time in something else than this. But change is always inevitable. So at some point, I just got to stop complaining and like just keep playing games.
Yeah, and we need to put our money where our mouths are. We could actually join this insider program and provide feedback, but we all know we're all too lazy.
I'm part of the insider program.
Bacon,
Are you not part of it? I'm part of it.
No, Jose, send them the feedback. Tell them we just want either one on the left or one on the bottom, and let's move on from this. Bacon, please provide the feedback. Let's close out Xbox news before. Well, I guess some of this is more can be applied to video game news, but let's close out the main focus of Xbox news. Coming to Xbox Game Pass for I guess first wave of September, and this is coming from Megan Squrr, community lead, Xbox Game Pass. Available today, Disney Dreamlight Valley Founders Edition Cloud Console and PC. Opus Magnum ID at Xbox. Train Sim World 3 console and PC. And coming soon, Ashes of the Singularity Escalation on PC. DC League of Super Pets, The Adventures of Crypto and Ace, Cloud Console and PC September 13th. You Suck at Parking, Cloud Console and PC, ID at Xbox September 14th. There's another banger slanger, I can already tell. Despot, I don't know how you say that. Game console and PC September 15th. And this one very interesting to me. Metal Hellslinger, PC and Xbox Series X and S only, September 15th. Think Doom, but more focus on the music and slaying. And in case you missed it, Grid Legends is available on console and PC with EA Play. Gentlemen, do any of these Game Pass editions interest you? BubbleBoy, go ahead.
Yeah, there's some bangers on here. I've obviously already downloaded Disney Dreamlight Valley.
Correct. Yep.
And been playing it with Cora. Was it Friday or Thursday? I don't remember what day it was. When we first booted it up, there's like a content creator part where you can make your own Disney princess dress. I handed her the controller, did that, and what felt like 17 and a half hours later, she had created 393 different dresses that she was running around in, and it was just quiet in the house. It was fantastic. It was absolutely incredible. She has not done a single thing in the game. Like you start out like the first thing is in this house, right? And I don't know that she even ever left the house, so no idea what the gameplay is or what it's about. But yeah, Chapo.
So just chiming in there. Also, we downloaded it, Penelope and I. We actually just did it yesterday because again of all my homecoming stuff. But we had a couple hours in the afternoon, and I told her it'd come out. I told her Cora liked it, and so she's like, I want to play. And so I got her in, and admittedly, the startup was a little bit longer than it probably should be if it's aimed for kids. Like there was enough. There's a lot of reading,
so much talking and reading.
And to be fair, like Penelope can read. She needs to take her time. So like I was being very patient dad, like, all right, read it, baby, and like let's go through it. And that part did feel like it took forever, but again, literacy is important, and that's an important gaming skill. Like that's why I was so patient, because I was like, you do have to read. That's an important part of it as you get older. And so she eventually did get to the gameplay. Same thing as Jan, she took forever in the character creator. Like the time she spent choosing between pink and purple as the highlight in her hair was ridiculous. But she ended up loving it, and then the gameplay was very simple. Like that's what I actually really liked, was like she had no problems like running around and moving and manipulating stuff. And even they eventually get different items like a pickaxe and a shovel, very Animal Crossing-esque. She even knew how to like open the menu and switch stuff. And so like, honestly, the only thing I'm running into, and it was a question I was going to ask you guys. So I obviously have my Game Pass account. If I were to get a Series S and put it upstairs on the upstairs TV, can she be playing Dreamlight Valley and I be playing downstairs on the same account? Or will it not let me do that? Do you know?
I don't think so.
What if it's not a Game Pass game? Like what if I'm playing GTA 5 downstairs and she's playing on my account upstairs?
Then yes.
Yeah, you just can't play Game Pass at the same time, right?
I believe so, and you can't be playing like the same game at the same time. Good question. I can try that for you. I have a secondary
friends and family.
I thought about that. I was like, that needs to come soon, man. So I can just finally get her account and get her an S and get her upstairs, so I can go back to playing my games. But no, man. Overall, to our thing here, it's cool, man. I like it. It's a very, very, very smart move by Disney. Like they're gonna make a lot of money on Dreamlight Valley. And the crazy part is because again, Penelope was playing on my Xbox, and then Scarlett wanted to play, and I was like, oh, I think we can get it on Switch. Except I'm an idiot. It's not free on Switch. And so I walked over. It was $30. I was like, oh, they don't have it, baby. Just like close the screen. So they're going to have to share in the meantime. But overall, it's a great one if you have kids. And even if you don't, like, not that it's a game I would pick, but it was very relaxing. Like you could totally just like zone out for a couple hours.
Good for kids.
Oh, great for kids. Like there's nothing nothing any parent would ever worry about for their kids doing.
The soundtrack was, I'll say, air quote, cool because it has little snippets of all the Disney favorites. Not fully, probably, because that would have cost too much money, I guess. I don't know, but it was Disney making it, so it wouldn't have I don't know. But that's kind of cool because every once in a while, like, songs that Cora loved would just pop on for 10 seconds at a time. So
very nice. Jose, I did let Strugglepuss, Jonathan, my cousin, borrow my Series S. And I think the only problem we came into is if we were trying to play, like you said, the same game, it would go to, since mine's the home console. Sorry, Johnny, you're getting the boot. Or you're right, if they're both Game Pass. So I'll try to get back to you on that. So yeah, that friends and family, that might be in your future if you're playing similar games. But I think you'd be all right if you're not playing the same game.
Well, and again,
or two Game Pass.
I'm not trying to just circumvent. I would have no problem buying her own subscription if she played enough. She just doesn't play enough to justify it yet. But that family and friends, I would totally pay. You know, like if it's $25 and you get 5 licenses, I'd pay 10 for 2, no problem. So she can have it. You know, I think this is definitely a game that could get her into gaming. Like she could look back on this as an adult and be like, oh my God, Dreamlight Valley, I sunk 100 hours into that thing. So I mean, it's as crazy as it sounds, it's definitely something I'm looking into. And the truth is she has some of her own accounts already, like, believe it or not, like she has her own Apple account because she buys apps and stuff like that through our parental control unit and stuff like that. So it's not that crazy. You know, I would have probably asked for this when I was 7. I just didn't have it because it didn't exist at the time.
Yeah.
So we'll see. And
I'll try.
Yeah.
Keep us updated.
Just one other quick thing in terms of the other games. There's nothing else here that looks super intriguing to me. I'm still trying to get through GTA 5, but looking real quick into those game updates at the bottom, I do want to try Grounded when it fully releases at the end of the month here on the 27th.
Sure.
And then the Halo Infinite. When does that Yappening event start? Do you know? I just haven't booted up Halo.
It already started.
I need to get in that because some of their stuff looks good.
But I think it goes for 2 weeks. It's all, dude. It's, by the way, shout out. We can talk about that later. It is a lot of fun. I love the big team battle. I got some great clips for that. So yeah, it's
All
happening
right, I'll have
now.
to jump in.
A lot of fun. Good cosmetics. Let's move into, yeah, go ahead, BubbleBoy.
Yeah, no, because there were a couple on here that I thought were actually really cool.
Okay, go ahead.
And I had to give a shout out to the You Suck at Parking, because I think they made this game specifically for the new football coach at Gateway High School. He's a huge fan of the show, I assume, so I know he's listening, and I'm sorry. I don't know your name, but I know you suck at parking. He parks in 2 spaces every day. He lines his car up exactly like the nose of it on a line. Out in by the tennis courts, Daniel.
Does he drive a Ferrari?
Oh, I know exactly where it is.
Yeah, no, he drives a Jaguar, which is it's
not even that good of a Jaguar. It's not even anything special.
It's probably the 6th nicest car in our parking lot. Like,
my STI was nicer.
One of our case managers got a new Gladiator, and it's like army green. That's the nicest one. She's allowed to park like that, double spots. So if you're listening, Gateway football coach, whose name I don't know, you need to learn how to park. And then the other one, that Metal Hellsinger, that actually does look really cool. Yeah. It's very different. It has like the kind of, I don't want to call it a gimmick, but that's just like the first word that comes to my mind is that, yeah, that you like, the more you blast demons away with guns in tune to the beat, like the better you do. And I don't love System of a Down, but I think I'll like it in this setting, and I think it looks like it's gonna be worth a try for free.
Absolutely. No, I completely agree. For free, I'm looking to try that, and Grounded as well. Guys, let's get to the most exciting part of the show, and we're saving the best for last. The Ubisoft event. Everything announced. All the best from the Ubisoft Forward event. We delayed recording for this, you guys. So here's what was announced. Mario and Rabbids Sparks of Hope. Skull and Bones updates. Riders Republic DLC. The Division 2 season or 5th year and Heartland is coming. Rainbow Six Mobile. A partnership with Netflix. And Assassin's Creed was officially announced. Jose, did you?
I think you guys are being too harsh, man. Like, I'm sorry that you delayed recording. For the record, folks, they delayed it because of me first. Like, we would have recorded on Thursday, and I couldn't because of my events. So they were going to do it over the weekend without me. And then when they found out these were coming, they were like, well, let's just wait till Sunday, which is very kind, right? So I love my co-host. But at the same time, I think you're being too harsh. Like, I thought it was cool stuff. Not everything. Like, I'm not into all of it. But I also think there's some interesting like notions buried in what actually was released. So in terms of like, you didn't think the Assassin's Creed stuff was cool at all? Like, neither of you?
I like the Baghdad. It did feel like this is almost like a spiritual reboot, similar to Halo Infinite with Halo 1. They're like going back to AC1. I think it's only listed for like $50, so maybe this is a smaller game. If this is like Assassin's Creed 1, I'm all aboard. I can't wait to go back to that style of game.
I fully agree.
But it was a cinematic trailer, which was cool.
Yeah, but
like, it was cool. But I still don't know much about how the game actually.
But even
plays.
with
and if this is supposed to come out
I gotta
next
say
year,
that Assassin's Creed, that franchise specifically is something I was going to bring up when we talked about our favorite game trailers, because I refuse to put an Assassin's Creed game on here because their trailers, these cinematic trailers, have nothing to do with the games 9 times out of 10. I can think of was it Assassin's Creed Brotherhood or maybe it was just 2 that had this like cool masquerade party and stuff, and I remember being so excited, and I was like, what? None of that, none of it was in the game ever. And it was just underwhelming. For as excited as I was about that game a week ago, this didn't I'm still excited to play it, but this was underwhelming.
Yeah. And then adding on to that, before I give it back to you, Jose, the whole announcement for the Assassin's Creed Red, just a little ninja-like movement of an assassin on top of a building in Japan. Like, what was the purpose of that? Like, can someone tell me why they did that? That was almost like Todd Howard going out. Yes, we are working on the Elder Scrolls 6, and it showed nothing. And it's like, we already knew this, and now you haven't even released Starfield. When are we going to get the next Elder Scrolls here, Todd? But anyway, Jose, save us from this. Why were you so?
I was going to say,
pumped
so
from
actually the
Ubisoft?
opposite, because I went into this down on Assassin's Creed. Like I was like, it's another game, no big deal. It's going to be Mirage. And I saw the trailer, and I was by the end of the trailer, I was like, damn it, okay, I want to play this game now. Just because it did, like you said, it harkened back to those original games where I loved 1, 2, I loved Ezio, I loved Altair, like that. Those were such fun games, and it gave me that vibe again. Even though there were pieces of the other ones, like I liked Origins, I liked Odyssey. You know what I'm saying? I think I would have liked Valhalla if it hadn't been so back to back. I just thought that it was cool about that. I also it made me ask questions about like what is code red, what is code jade, what is code hex, right? Like those ones, and because
Code Red is like the 8th best Mountain Dew flavor.
Okay, fair enough. But I'm just saying, like, you Chance, before this, you were saying, I want one of these set in feudal Japan. Like, you literally said that on the show.
And you got
then
it,
you got
Chance.
that. Now, granted, we don't know anything about the game. Anything. We don't know what platform.
Let me read this quote. Let me read this quote. It does say, so you talked about Montreal is working on codename Hex, and then Red is the feudal era Japan. There aren't many details on the Hex one yet, but it appears to be about witches in some form, while Mirage is largely eschewing the RPG mechanics from Odyssey. It appears that both Red and Hex will retain them. So Red and Hex are going to be more like the open world Odysseys, Origins, Assassin's Creed games, where Mirage is going to be a traditional one. I'm more about the traditional one. Why does it have to be an Assassin's Creed game, Japan? Why can't they just make a Japanese role playing game? Like that's my question. Is it just because of the name of the franchise?
Yeah, they have to. Yeah, they're building on it's a branding thing. But here's my question, and I don't know where I read this, and I apologize. I'd love to give credit. I just can't remember. It might have been on Twitter for all I remember this weekend. Was someone was saying that Ubisoft has said, like, going forward, not all of our Assassin's Creed games are going to be these massive open world games. Like it's clearly feedback that they're getting from the public saying, like, look, like I loved Odyssey and Valhalla was really cool, but God, it was a 120-hour game. Like, bud, can you just give us like a 40-hour game? You know what I'm saying? That is much more manageable, much more digestible. And so that's where my mind went, was like, okay, so like, what if they heard that and said, like, instead of making this 150-hour game and that becomes our, like, always our baseline, what if we every year we release this Japanese one? It's 40 hours. It's super fun. It's all the elements we love. It's in a setting that's super dope, and it's a quick banger. We get through it. And then 6 months later, they release Jade in China, and 6 months later, they release the Witches one. Like, and they just understand that, like, people just want to play this character in different settings. It's like the Predator thing we talked about. Like, that's why Prey was such a cool movie, because it was just really like, just take Predator and put it with Native Americans. Let's see what happens, right? And it was super dope. Like, I just think it was a kind of a potential cool move for Ubisoft, instead of this, like, okay, Mirage is like a reboot, and then what do? We just go back to these 150-hour games that everybody says there's too many icons on the screen. It gives me hope that they're doing something different. Now, the other piece of this that I just want to say, and I'll give it back to you guys, what I thought was so interesting about the Ubisoft announcement, other than the fact that the Division is still running, I thought that was a fun fact, was that 3 or 4 of their big announcements were purely mobile. Like, that is a fascinating character study of what's going on in the industry right now. And we touched on it last week with what Microsoft acquisition of their stuff was, that he was like, I'm buying these because mobile is the future. And that's hard for me to hear as like a console gamer, right? Because like trying to game on my phone up even today, it just doesn't feel right to me. But there is a whole generation of people that's all they know, and that is clearly these game companies seeing that. You can see that trend in the industry. You know, it could be a very smart thing for Ubisoft to do this with some of their properties, but I hope it's not the Assassin's Creed stuff. Like, I don't want to play Red on my phone. I don't want to play Jade on my phone. I want to play it on a console. And so I'm curious what's going to come out of that here as we move forward.
I like your ideas, Jose. I would love for Assassin's Creed. Hopefully, this is what they're doing, like you said, where every 6 months or a year we get a new setting and we can do a short, focused experience on that. So maybe, like you said, Mirage is a reboot. Here's for fans who love the traditional games. Hey, you wanted Japan? Here's Japan. Here's a nice short story in here, open world. And I don't know. And then the next one, wherever you said China, wherever it's going to be, the Witches one, I don't care. But I think they like you said, tying into the mobile stuff, it's going to be some sort of free to play model with skins, or are they going to do the more traditional route? I don't know. BubbleBoy, well, what do you think?
Here was because so it kind of hit me, Jose, when you're like, chances is everything you asked for. It is and it isn't though, because it's too much. And I think what they're doing here, and it goes back to that old adage, when you try to please everybody, you don't end up pleasing anybody. Right. And I think they're announcing 8 different things here that I'm like, no, why can't it just be Mirage, and why can't you show some of the gameplay? I'm obviously like, I know I'm gonna butcher her name, but Shohreh Aghdashloo, right? The lady who's on The Expanse, and she was in 24, right? Daniel,
she's like the senator.
The fact that she's in it,
oh, the voice,
yes.
yeah, and she's in Mass Effect. She's
yeah,
in the,
one of the
smoking hot.
Yeah.
She's
So
one of the tallies, Quarian. Yeah, go ahead.
Excited, I guess, but I'm just like, ugh, why did it have to come out like this? Why did it have to be all 83 next games they're making? And I am, as someone who is a console gamer, I'm like, ugh, mobile, stop. Like, that's not, I don't care. The way the mobile market works, to my understanding, watching students use it and stuff, is you don't need hype. You don't need a trailer that's a year and a half out. You just drop it, you put it in the app store, and they'll spend boatloads of money for no reason on it. Like, it just didn't hit me the way that I wanted to for one of my most beloved franchises. That's all.
I completely agree. And hold on, Jose, looking at this picture, the Assassin's Creed 2022 showcase, Assassin's Creed Valhalla, the last chapter DLC, Assassin's Creed Mirage 2023, On the Horizon, Infinity, Codename Red, Japan, Codename Hex, Witches, Codename Jade, what the heck is that? And then Codename Netflix partnership. Like, it's going back, like we're going to talk about this in a second. We always have to do these conferences and content, and Disney, the Disney model where we have to get you subscribed. We have to drop all this content. I'm getting tired of it. There's too much, and I can't watch and keep up with all of this. Jose, close this before.
No, because I have one more thing to say too, and this is what pisses me off, that they are advertising this Assassin's Creed Valhalla last chapter. I paid the $120 and I didn't get the Ragnarok thing. Help me understand that. How does that make any sense? I paid for like the season pass, ultimate bundle, whatever.
Sure?
I'm positive it's an extra $40. It's half off right now. It's $20 right now. I would have to pay $20 for it. And I'm like, that's stupid. I'm just mad about it. I can be mad.
You could be mad.
I don't usually
your
get
point
like
is
that.
fair.
And I'm excited about Witches. I get the Red Sun Japan, but shouldn't Jade be Japan? And then Netflix, I don't care. Just
no, like
stop.
Jade is like
the
stone is popular in China. Like, that makes sense. Jade, like literally
whatever.
the
Anyway,
Jade.
Jose, close this. How have we talked so much about this event?
The last thing I'll say, here's what I think they missed that would have helped. They didn't put a timeline. That's what I think would have helped frame some of this. Is like, when you give us these 3 code names, are we talking like 23, 24, 25? Are we talking like they're all dropping in 2025, and then that we get to speculate what that means and what it looks like? Like, I think that is what is frustrating about just getting so much content, because you guys were both right about that. That's very fair that they gave us just a butt ton of Assassin's Creed, let alone all the other stuff, that it feels like I don't know how to make sense of this without some kind of timeline. Because to Dan's point, where he gets upset about Disney, at least Disney is good about that, where they'll put a timeline of like, this is when stuff is coming and in what order, so we can at least anticipate order. Ubisoft did not do that. So overall, I'm going to just finish with, again, I don't think this lights the world on fire. I haven't all of a sudden forgot about everything else, and I can't wait to play this, but I admittedly say that seeing Mirage made me hearken for the old days of Assassin's Creed and got me excited. That's where I'll finish.
Okay, so let's move on. We just mentioned it, to the Disney D23. Me and Chance are wondering, do you know why it's called this, Jose? Is it the 23rd?
I don't know it. I can look it up while you talk, though.
Nobody knows. Nobody knows. Here's from the video game showcase that happened with.
You can skip all the way down to Midnight Suns. Let's be honest.
Shout out to God, what's his name?
Real-time follow-up. It's
Captain
because
America.
Disney was founded
Great.
in 1923. That's why they call it D23.
Oh, okay, makes sense. Go ahead.
And I'm not
Jen.
joking because we're already at an hour and 13 minutes.
What about that Black Panther and Captain America mysterious title?
I thought that looked. I was
cool.
excited.
I'm sure it's great, but it's mysterious title that they didn't really say.
It was a CGI. Go ahead, Midnight
awesome.
Suns. That is the big
Nothing.
news.
Midnight
Take
Suns.
it away. What
I
happened?
was so excited when I got to finally see gameplay, right? And I got to see Wolverine, and I got to see that you get to make your own superhero, and that character customization looks amazing. And I think they learned from the Marvel Avengers and how terrible the character customization was in that game. I'm really excited. I love the turn-based strategy element. I'm a little confused about how that'll work with Marvel because that's such like high action packed and stuff, but so excited, except that it comes out on the same day as the Callisto Protocol. And I'm like,
December 2nd, 2022.
What
Midnight
am I going to do?
Like, I'm
such a good but can I? And just knowing that it's the like XCOM was not a game I ever got into, which is weird to me still. I've just kind of like told myself like I shouldn't because I'd probably get too sucked into it. But knowing that the ones that the developers that made those XCOM games so great are making this game, it was great because I had written it off, right? We didn't know when the release date was. It got pushed back. We finally got to see some gameplay. It looked amazing. I'm really excited for it.
Yeah, I was going to say just shout out to Blessing Adeoye Jr. for hosting the event from Kind of Funny. Jose, very quickly, I'm not interested in any of this at all. And actually, I'm falling asleep.
He's absolutely right.
Ahead,
I agree 100%. Like I'm a big Marvel dude, and I saw Midnight Suns, and even after I was like, I know it's gonna be crap. It's just not for me, man. Like that gameplay is not what I'm looking for. Now, comparatively, and maybe I'm just sticking my foot in my mouth, that Marvel Snap mobile game, Penelope wanted to play that. She was like into it. And again, I didn't love it, but whatever I can do to get my kids into video games, I'm all about.
Yeah, I'm glad you said Penelope because I was like, oh, if he finishes that sentence with himself.
No, I was most excited by the Black Panther Captain America thing because I'm hoping, oh my God, if you don't follow comics, you know this. There's a point, spoiler alert, where Steve Rogers is actually a member of Hydra. He's actually a bad guy. And I'm kind of hoping that's the story arc they're going to go with. And so you're going to get to like, maybe you start as Captain America, then he turns bad, then you get Black Panther and they're like at a war. That could be, oh my God, that could be a super dope video game. So that actually made me really excited for that piece of it. Yeah. Anyway, that's all I want to say about that.
Okay. Let's continue on the Disney freaking hype train. Every Marvel and Lucasfilm trailer Disney released at D23. This is coming from Alex Krantz over at The Verge. By the way, for The Verge, you guys, I love your layout. Clean, fresh, not overwhelming ads. Shout out to The Verge, just in general. We have Willow, Star Wars Andor. Maybe.
Rogue One was good.
It was excellent, yes. Star Wars, Tales of the Jedi, Mandalorian Season 3. Just thank God. One thing awesome. That Disney seems to do well. Secret Invasion. I'm not going to lie. This was actually kind of a cool tone for the trailer. The music, I was like getting a little hyped, but at the same time, Chance, I can't get excited for Samuel. And
man, you guys are on that hate train today. Good Lord.
Dude, well, Nick Fury, but to be honest, has Nick Fury ever really been cool? Has he ever done anything really cool in all of the Marvel Cinematic Universe besides disappearing?
Here's what I'd say.
I liked how his eye get poked out by the cat.
The eye with the cat.
Yeah,
that probably was it. And that movie was terrible, by the way. That was Captain Marvel. Go ahead.
And all my fart sounds are just because like Daniel said, there's too
he recorded it
himself. There's two.
Wait, we're not done, Jose. Let me get back to Jose in a second. Werewolf by Night. More She-Hulk crap. Thunderbolts. Who are these guys? Is this Marvel's rendition of Suicide Squad? Apparently, these are the backups. Okay. Fantastic Four. Why are you doing Fantastic Four, not X-Men? Nobody cares about Fantastic Four. Jose.
I'm glad you said that because I've always wondered. The comics are terrible. The movies are terrible. The characters are honestly pretty terrible. Do you know anybody that likes the film?
Yes, exactly, Chance. Have you met a single person who is a diehard Fantastic Four fan in your life? And we've been around for this, Jose.
So
go ahead. Your thoughts on
here's my thoughts.
Oh, wait. The one good thing that came from it, movie-wise, that we didn't even get to see is apparently they showed film Harrison Ford, Indiana Jones. Of course, that's the one good thing. Love Indy, and that's behind closed doors, and we'll get to that eventually. Jose, go ahead.
I disagree with both of you respectfully that it's too much. Now, not in the sense that I'm going to watch all of these, because I'm not, because you're right. There were certain things that I was like, cool that you're making it. I just don't care, right? I thought the Werewolf by Night thing was very bizarre. That came out of total left field for me, and I'm a big horror guy. I will definitely check it out because I like horror stuff, but even I was like, that's a little weird. But here's the way I look at this. I think of it like Legos. When you go to the Lego aisle at any store, Target, Toys R Us, Amazon, wherever it is, there are too many Legos. Like, there are Lego sets that I think are
incorrect,
absolutely bizarre, that make no sense. Who would ever pay money for that, let alone expensive amounts of money on Legos? And what I've just come to realize is that the way Legos are designed is that they're not intended for one person to make all of them. They are intended for people to pick and choose what they want to build. And that's what I've come to say that Marvel is doing now in where they're at in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, because the universe is expanding so wide and in so many berths. And they're kind of past that initial phase 3 where it's all the heroes that everybody knows and loves, right, as they fight Thanos. And it's just pick what you want, man. And if you don't want to see it all, then don't watch it all. And like I started watching Miss Marvel, and with the girls, they liked it and I kind of liked it. And then we just fell off. And I don't feel like I'm missing. I'm not mad that they made it though. Like, good for people. The people that felt like it helped, the representation's awesome. It just wasn't what we loved, right? Same thing here. Like, the Secret Invasion, I know nothing about that story, but it's probably the one I'll check out the most because I do like Samuel L. Jackson. I do like that it's connected to the original Phase 3 stuff. Armor Wars, maybe, because I like Iron Man. She-Hulk, it's been okay. I've watched a couple episodes, but again, I'm not like pining for it every week. And I agree with you, Thunderbolts. I was like, I don't know who these people are, but that doesn't mean they shouldn't make it. Maybe someone really wants the Thunderbolts, and I am sure they have never made it before as a movie. I'm positive.
Yeah, I have to agree with you there. I had no idea who Guardians of the Galaxy were,
and it was a great movie, right? And about the Fantastic Four. I do agree with you both that I have never been into the Fantastic Four. I just never got it. Like, especially Sue Storm. I love Jessica Alba when she played him just because I like Jessica Alba. But like, I was like, I don't understand why these were so critical, other than they were like major comic book characters at one point. I actually thought that the last Fantastic Four they did wasn't that bad, even though everyone hated it. I thought it was okay. I thought it was better than the one with what's his face from The Shield and Jessica Alba, like that whole story where Chris Evans was the Human Torch and stuff like that. I thought that was crazy with Doctor Doom. I thought this one was a little bit more like down to earth with Miles Teller. I love Miles Teller, but
oh my God, Jose, I completely forgot about that movie. I thought you were talking about
that's what I'm saying. Everybody hated on it so much. I thought it was an interesting rendition of the story
with Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah, and Michael B. Jordan. Too, he was the Flash, or he was the Human Torch, right? Wasn't he?
I completely forgot that movie exists. Miles Teller is what's his face? Okay, I didn't even care.
Yeah, good old Rooster. God. So anyway, all that being said, man, I think you guys are just bummed that you didn't record earlier without me. But like, at the end of the day, like, these expos are not going away. You can say there's too much stuff, but at the end of the day, Disney has to make money. So does Ubisoft. And this is how they get people hyped for their stuff. Now, maybe it's not the three of us, right? But somewhere there were people that were really pumped about everything this weekend, and it's just more for them. That's all I can say.
Thank you, Jose. That has been the Xbox / disappointing Disney and Ubisoft news for the week. I was going to talk about Apple, Jose, but we got to wrap it up. Did you already pre-order your iPhone Max Giga Pro 27-inch?
I'm going to order the 14. Yes, LED? I'm going to order the iPhone 14. You can hate me because you hate me.
I think I'm going to finally upgrade to a 14 because I have this cracked screen, as we all know. So I might be getting an upgrade from an 11. You're not going the Pro?
I'm going to get the Pro.
You are, aren't you?
Because I didn't do the Pro last time, and I regretted not doing it.
Why? Tell me why I need a Pro over a
for the
regular.
battery. That's why I'm doing it, is for the battery. And I do like the third lens. That's not enough by itself, but the battery is with that.
Where's my USB-C?
I don't know. I'm not Tim Cook, but like, if you don't want it, don't get it. Go get something else. But you know that the phones work great. That's why you have one.
Guys, let's
Is it
finish
because it's bigger?
That's what she said.
show like we always do. With the best food we had this week. I will go quickly.
Wait, we're ending it?
You
I have a really quick Immortality review. It's quick, I promise.
Okay.
I only played the game
what
for like
have we been playing?
3 hours. No, just this is really quick, I promise.
Okay, Chance, give us the Immortality review.
The Immortality review is worth your time, worth your money. I think everybody listening, especially you two, should try it. It would be an excellent game to play on your phone too. I actually did play it on my phone with my backbone. Ashley was even intrigued when she was watching pieces of it. This was Sam Barlow at his finest. Some of the other ones are really, really difficult to get into because of it's a lot of like word search type stuff, which I don't want to get too much into. Basically, and you need to read a little bit about the game before you play it. That's not giving anything away, but essentially what you have is there's this actress and there's 3 different films that she's in. And you're trying to piece together the story of her life and like what happened to her, and all these other characters throughout these 3 different movies. And you just start with one clip. And then if in that one clip, you might find like, I don't want to give too much away, but you might find like an item in the back. Like right now, if the movie was a clip of this YouTube video, I might click on the Master Chief helmet right up there for Daniel, and then it'd zoom out to another Master Chief thing, and you'd get another clip. And it's going through and finding, like putting together the 3 stories or the whole story through the 3 movies. And it was really, really, really well done. I was impressed. I was kind of like, this is going to be my last one of those, of the Sam Barlow ones, because they just kind of, they're cool to a point, but the word search thing, I'm just kind of over. It'd be a really easy 1,000 out of 1,000 if that's what you want. I haven't done the 1,000 out of 1,000 yet because I'm still playing through it. But definitely worth your time.
Is it too puzzly?
No, it's not puzzle. It's not puzzly at all. Like that's what, like, so when you think of The Witness, that's a puzzle game. This is not a puzzle game. I know it's marketed that way, but you're really you're putting together clips of these movies. And you have to think, like, it's not mindless. You have to think like, okay, because in each movie is totally different. Like there's one that's about like religion that's from a long time ago. And then there's one that's like a bad cop, good cop, bad cop movie. And then there's one that's more in the future that's kind of, I don't really say much more about it, but
I've heard great things.
It's so well done. I was so impressed and reinvigorated by the small niche genre that it is. So nice. I think you guys should try it.
Thank you for that XR.
And because the last thing I'll say is it's absolutely something that you could like. The reason that I think it's great for your phone, you could pick it up and play for 5 minutes and accomplish something and then set it back down again.
Nice. So respect your time. Very nice. Very nice. Gentlemen, let's close the show again like we always do with the best food we had this week. I will go first here very quickly. Guys, went to Del Frisco's last week, as you know. Every time. I wish I could eat there once a week. It's incredible. We got 3 rounds of the cheesesteak egg rolls.
Attaboy.
One wasn't enough.
I'm proud of you.
We were living our best lives, Chance. Then the standard order, New York ribeye, the truffle mac and cheese, and then you get the crab cake on top of your steak. Holy caca.
Is that for Allie's birthday?
I don't know which is better. Yeah, that was for Allie's. Shout out. Sorry.
Happy birthday.
Shout out to happy birthday.
Talking caca.
I was going to get to... I was going to get to that. I had more. So then the next best food I had this week, shout out to happy birthday to Allie. It was last week. And Chance and I both should have shouted it out last week because it happened then before we recorded. But shout out to Ashley's wife as well, or Chance's wife, Ashley, as well. The other best food I had this week was just tonight. Allie made us some carne asada, Jose, and we made some tacos, fresh jalapeno, fresh onion, fresh salsa that my aunt had made, and diced onions. That's all you need. It was incredible. Like
classics.
Blew me away. Guys, Mexican food, hands down, is the best food. They just keep it simple. You put it together, you roll it up. Incredible. So shout out, Allie. Happy birthday. Happy, what was it? I think it was your
27?
30th birthday. I can't remember.
27, I thought.
Happy birthday, and shout out to the best food I had this week. Your delicious carne asada tacos. BubbleBoy, what about you?
Yeah, I had quite a few to pick from. Massive shout out to the strawberry milkshake frosted flakes that I had. It was so hard for me not to shout those out in the nerd chat, but I was saving it for the show. 10 out of 10, absolutely incredible.
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10. They were amazing. Just imagine frosted flakes with this slight strawberry, like hint of strawberry. And then what I realized happens to
turns the milk into strawberry
milk. Yeah, the milk just washes all the strawberry flavoring off. So you're only getting a little bit of strawberry each time. But then when you drink the milk at the end, oh boy, amazing. Non-shout out, I had the new chicken at Chipotle, and I was not impressed with it. It's extremely saucy.
A new chicken?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's
what
like
don't worry, I'm gonna have to look it up. I'm gonna have to look it up. Don't worry, go ahead.
So in my brain, because I was ordering it, of course, during a meeting at school, a department chair meeting. So I was like, I like kind of had to keep doing these, like secretly doing it right so I didn't get in trouble. All I saw was new chicken, and I was like, yes, it's back, that delicious chicken. So I just clicked on it, right? Not at all. Nope. It was so saucy. It was like spicy, but not like a good kind of spicy. It just wasn't great. So I have to go back to Chipotle probably as soon as possible to get the delicious barbacoa and wash it down.
Redemption.
Yeah. And then finally, had the double steak spicy grilled cheese burrito from Taco Bell. And that's a worth your time, even though it clocked in at $6. Ashley texted me. She's like, hey, going to Taco Bell. What do you want? And I was like, oh, I got to try the new double steak. $6. She's like, what is this? I don't understand. Is it Chipotle or Taco Bell? But it was delicious.
Sounds like the kind of burrito you get at Del Frisco's.
Yeah.
BubbleBoy, it's chicken al pastor is what it is.
And I just...
Jose, I don't know. What does that mean?
It's a style of cooking.
It's a kind of a sauce, right? Yeah. Like I wanted to like it, but man, can't go wrong with barbacoa. So I got to go back.
One more thing I had this week, guys. 2 breakfast burritos from Burrito Express. Holy, they are so
delightful.
You dog.
Oh my gosh, so good. Sorry, go ahead, Jose.
Yeah, at the same time, or like you went twice?
Here's the thing. Allie wanted good times. By the way, those fries,
amazing.
Delicious.
Wild fries, amazing.
Oh my gosh, wild fries.
The dipping sauce.
Yeah. So I went to 3 spots, got her that, got McDonald's for the kids, and then I had to get Burrito Express. I was just craving it. So she wasn't quite satisfied with just the burger and fries she had at. It was good, right, at Good Times, but I'm like, I can tell you're still hungry. You can have, a solid 1/3 to 1/2 of my breakfast burrito, my extra head, even though I didn't want.
He means 1/3 to 1/4. To be honest.
No, it was more like 1/3. But anyway, go ahead and say.
So mine wasn't a super crazy week because it's just been crazy with work. But we did go to Our Taco this weekend. I do like Our Taco. If you've never been there, it's sometimes called the Rusty Taco, Our Taco. But they have like an awesome like fried chicken taco that's awesome. And then I also get a breakfast one, egg, bacon, and cheese. And then also they have what they call the Texican taco, which is just kind of like a typical ground beef taco, but it's delightful. And then the other one, Taco Bell. At the end of all of my homecoming stuff, just definitely like ready to celebrate with the $18 order from Taco Bell. But here's what I will say is disappointing. Even though it was delicious, I love the cheesy gordita crunch. I love it, but it's like $5. That is incredibly hard to justify for something from Taco Bell.
You know what else is expensive too? The quesadillas.
I know.
Oh yeah, that's what
so
Ashley
good,
and I always
so
used
pricey.
to. I'm like, why are you getting a $3 item at Taco Bell or a $4 item? But
it's just inflation, man. So anyway, delicious though. You guys' week sound much better. Hopefully this week will be better for me.
Wait, Jose. None of us went to where this week.
I wanted to go after our homecoming game. It was closed, bud. I couldn't.
I need to download the app. Anybody have any other food? Chance where you can say something really quick? No. Guys, this has been Xbox Record This, episode 71. A long one with some exciting news from the Disney and Ubisoft conference. My name is Daddy DWALLY. You can follow me at Daddy DWALLY across all social media. Follow the show at Xbox Record This on all social media. Big news, guys. I created the Xbox Record This TikTok. Got to get to those young audiences. So might have to put Chance or Jose in charge of getting me short vertical film slices of our show to upload to TikTok, because that's what the kids do these days. Assistant to the co-host BubbleBoy and 7, where can people find you?
Actually, I've been hitting up all kinds of sponsors lately. So if you're a sponsor, you can find me sliding into your DMs, and we're gonna maybe talk more about that some other time.
And assistant to the co-host Chipotlebear, where can people
Find me
you?
at Twitter, Chipotle_Bear, Instagram at Chipotlebear, and you can probably find me in line at Popeyes at some point this week. We'll see what happens.
As always, assassins, see you online.
See you online.
See you online.
See you online.
But I said I don't care if they lay me off either, because I told Bill that if they move my desk one more time, then I'm quitting. I'm going to quit. And I told Dom too, because they've moved my desk 4 times already this year, and I used to be over by the window and I could see the squirrels, and they were married, but then they switched from the swing line to the Boston stapler. But I kept my swing line stapler because it didn't bind up as much, and I kept the staples for the swing line stapler.
Xbox Record This is a podcast created by Daniel Walenzik. You can follow him at Daddy DWALLY on all social media. The assistant to the co-host is Jose Martinez, and you can follow him at Chipotle_Bear on Twitter. The assistant to the co-host is Chance Siegel, and you can follow him at BubbleBoy7. You can follow the show at Xbox Record This on all social media. If you'd like to find out more about the show, visit xboxrecordthis.com.